meditacionesdiarias.com.
Welcome to our devotional for October 27th, 2023. This is Xiomara Perdomo speaking from Queens, New York. Today's devotional is titled, A Strange Companion. John chapter 6 verse 20 reads, But he said to them, It is I, do not be afraid. The Sea or Lake of Galilee, also called the Sea of Tiberias, see John 6:1, is a freshwater lake in the shape of an upside-down pear, 13 miles long and 7.5 miles wide. It was near this lake that Jesus performed most of his miracles. The previous afternoon, he had fed the multitude with the first multiplication of bread and fishes. The disciples and the multitude all wanted to make Jesus king against his will. But then he told them to cross the lake northward. But the contrary winds pushed the boat toward Capernaum. The disciples fought against huge waves the entire night, and they could only advance about 3 miles. See John 6:19. They had unhappily obeyed and done what Jesus asked when the storm began. Similarly, some people think that if they do the Lord's work, everything should go smoothly for them, but then they realize the great challenges they will have to face. The storm frightened the disciples, and they were even more afraid when they saw the figure of Jesus walking on the waves toward them, because they thought it was a ghost. See Mark chapter 6 verse 49 and 50. Our greatest worries and fears are often caused by imaginary beings, events that will never happen, products of our own fantasies. Christ then silenced their fears with the compassionate familiar words declaring his divine identity. It is I, do not be afraid. With Jesus aboard, the storm calmed, and before they could recover from their amazement, they were suddenly transported 7.5 miles to Gennesaret. There, Jesus performed several miracles of healing, and they returned to the opposite shore that same morning. On that opposite side, a multitude had gathered and was waiting for them on shore. They thought Jesus must be nearby because they had seen the boat leave carrying only the disciples the night before. Part of the crowd had been fed the day before. They had gone home and now they came back hoping for another miraculous meal. Perhaps some had stayed overnight on the lake shore, and then more people had come to participate in the day's miracle. Some gave up and left for Capernaum, not interested in Jesus' message, but only in the food that he could provide. See John chapter 6 verses 24 through 26. Do some people still follow Jesus for the favors they might receive? If you don't receive what you expect, do you abandon your faith? The multitude wondered how Jesus had arrived in the disciples' boat with them, when he had stayed behind and there were other boats for him to take. Jesus crossed a stormy sea to rescue his disciples, and he will do the same for you in every difficulty you face. Amen.
Thank you for joining us. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at m.youtube.com/c/Meditaciones Diarias, and to follow us on our social media in Instagram at www.instagram.com/Meditaciones Diarias 7. May God bless you and your family.